Hi, hello everyone. Happy evening to all, and welcome back to study with me. It's me Vidya here. So in the last class we have already discussed about a series circuit, and we know that in a series circuit the current will always remains constant and the voltage will get distributed. So this is the concept that we studied in the last lecture. Okay. So today we are going to solve some of the numericals based on resistance in series. So let us move on to the first question. So here in the following circuit, find the current flowing through the circuit and the potential difference across the 10 ohm resistor. So this is the question. So you have two sub questions. The first is you need to find out the total current. That means the total value of I flowing through this entire circuit. Then you need to find out what is the potential difference. Potential difference means what? The voltage. What is the voltage across the 10 ohm resistor? We need to find what is the voltage which is across the 10 ohm resistor. So let us find out. Okay. So here in this problem, so we have two resistors connected in series, right? So we know V is equal to I into R, right? We know V is equal to I into R. So when we are considering the total voltage of the circuit, we can write it as VT. Okay, VT means the total voltage is equal to total current into total resistance. Okay, total current into total resistance. So what we need to find out? We need to find out what is the value for total current. That is the first question, right? Current flowing through the circuit. So we need to find the value for the total current. So from this, how can we write it? IT is equal to VT divided by RT. IT is equal to VT divided by RT. And we know what is VT. VT means the total voltage. It is given in the question. The total voltage is 3 volt. But we don't know what is RT. What is RT? RT means the total resistance. Or it can also be called as the equivalent resistance. So when two resistors are connected in series, when two resistors are connected in series, how can we write the value for total resistance? How can we write the value for total resistance, or we call as the equivalent resistance? Total resistance will be equal to R1 plus R2. We have already studied it, right? The total resistance or the equivalent resistance will be equal to R1 plus R2. So what are the values of resistance we have? One is 10 ohm and the other one is 20 ohm. So add both, 10 plus 20. So total resistance RT is equal to 30 ohm. Okay, so we found out what is the value for RT. So RT is equal to 34. So can we find out the total current now? So now let us substitute IT. The total current IT will be is equal to, what is the value for VT? 3 divided by, what is the value for RT? We find it out as 30. Right? We found it as 30. So what we will get? 1 by 10, which is equal to 0.1 ampere. Okay, the total current which is passing through the circuit, IT is equal to what? 0.1 ampere. Okay, so we solved the first question. Okay, the first question is solved. What is the second question? You need to find out what is the potential difference across 10 ohm resistor. The second is you need to find out the potential difference, or we can say we need to find out the voltage. So how can we write voltage? V is equal to I into R. V is equal to I into R. So we need to find the potential difference across 10 ohm resistor. So here we can write V 10 ohm. V 10 ohm means potential difference of 10 ohm is equal to I 10 ohm into R. That is the 10 ohm resistor. But we know the current in a circuit, when we are connecting in series, the current will be the same. So I 10 ohm will be equal to total current, IT. Right. So now we can substitute. What is the value of total current? We found out 0.1. What is the value for the resistor? 10. So 0.1 into 10 is equal to what? 1 volt. Therefore, the voltage across, or the potential difference across the 10 ohm resistor is equal to 1 volt. So hope this is clear to you. So the given question is, we need to find out what is the total current in the circuit, and we need to find out what is the potential difference across this 10 ohm resistor. So we know that V is equal to I into R. This is how we are writing this equation. It is by Ohm's law. Right, by Ohm's law we write that V is equal to I into R. So V means total voltage is equal to total current into total resistance. So from this we can write IT is equal to VT by RT. So VT, we know the value is given as 3 volt. But RT means what? It is a total resistance. So we know two resistors are connected in series and total resistance will be equal to R1 plus R2. So here the resistance are 10 ohm and 20 ohm. So we are going to add that and we'll get the value as 30 ohm. Now substituting in this equation, IT is equal to VT is 3 and RT is 10. We'll get the value for total current I as 0.1 amps. The next question is we need to find the potential difference across 10 ohm resistor. So we need to find the voltage across this resistor. So again by Ohm's law, V is equal to I into R. So I across the 10 ohm means the current in a circuit, series circuit is same. So we can write I 10 ohm will be equal to the total current, right? So total current we found it as 0.1. The value of resistance is 10. Multiplying we will get the value of voltage as 1 volt. Okay. Okay, now let us move on to the next question. Okay, the similar type of question. So here there are three resistors joined in series in a system having resistance equal to 10 ohm, 20 ohm and 30 ohm respectively. So 10 ohm, 20 ohm and 30 ohm are connected in series. If the potential difference of the circuit is 240 volt, that means the total voltage in the circuit is 240 volt. You need to find out what is the total resistance and what is the total current flowing through the circuit. Okay, fine. So first let us find out what is the total resistance. Okay, let us find out what is the total resistance. So we know that these three resistors are connected in series, right? So what we have to do? We have to add all the three. So the value becomes 60 ohm. So this is the value for total resistance, or we will write it as RT is equal to, or we can write RT is equal to 60 ohm. Good. Now what is the next question? You need to find out the total current through the circuit. So we know V is equal to I into R, or you can write I is equal to V by R. So the total current, right? So total voltage divided by total resistance. What is the value for total voltage? It is given as 240. What is the value for resistance? Total resistance we found it as 60. So what you will get? The value of current, total current IT will be equal to 4 amps. Hope this is clear. It's a very simple question. The first is you need to find out the total resistance. So since they are connected in series, we need to add all the three. It gives an answer 60 ohm. And the total current I is equal to V by R. Total voltage is given as 240. Total resistance is 60. So 240 by 60, the answer is 4 amps. Okay. Okay. We have another one simple question here. So given V1, V2 and V3 are the potential difference across 1 ohm, 2 ohm, 3 ohm resistor in the following diagram. So they have given diagram. So this is a 1 ohm resistor. So even if it is represented as a box, that is also a resistance. In some questions it can be represented as a box. In some questions it will be represented by using the symbol itself. Okay. So this is 1 ohm resistor. So the voltage across 1 ohm resistor is V1. This is 2 ohm resistor, voltage across 2 ohm resistor is V2, and this is 3 ohm resistor and voltage across the 3 ohm resistor is V3. Okay, and the total current is given as 5 ohm. So you need to find out the value of V1, V2 and V3. So this is the question, such a simple question. So how can we solve it? Okay, so first here we know only what is the value of total current. Right, we know only what is the value for total current, and we need to find out the voltages of these three resistors separately. So first of all, let us find out what is the value for total resistance. So we know these three are connected in series. So what we have to do? Yes, we need to add all the three. So 1 plus 2 plus 3, which is equal to 6 ohm. Okay, and the total current IT is given as 5 ampere. So first we need to find out V1. So can we write V1 is equal to, V is equal to I into R, right? So can we write I1 into R1, or can we write IT into R1, because I1 is equal to I2 is equal to I, because current is same, right? So V1 IT, what is the value of I? 5, and what is the value for R1? 1. So the voltage across the 1 ohm resistor is 5 volt. Similarly, the voltage across the 2 ohm resistor V2 is equal to IT into R2. So IT is 5 again and R2 is 2. What will be the answer? 10 volt. Again V3, IT into R3. IT is same 5. The value of the third resistance is 3 and the answer becomes 15 volt. Okay. So I think this is clear. Such a simple question. You need to find out the individual voltages of the resistor. So you can use the equation by Ohm's law. V is equal to I into R. And we know in a series circuit the constant, the value of I will be same across all the resistor. Just substitute the value of resistor and you can find out the value for voltage. Okay. So I think this is clear to you all. So always keep in mind these 2 points when we are considering a series circuit. The current will always be the same and the voltage gets distributed. Okay. So even if we are having 2 resistors or 3 resistors or 4 resistors, whatever it may be, the current will be the same. So that is all for today. We'll see you by next video. Till then, take care. Bye-bye.